Get Snap Podcast. We are back. We are back at it again. This is part 2 of the WWE draft. See, we told you we was coming back. See, we're going to talk about the picks that happened starting from the supplemental draft from last week after SmackDown. That happened on Monday Night Raw and after Monday Night Raw. But before we do that, gotta give you the proper introduction. It's your boy Darnell Sparrow, your bad Superman. He is the real Varnell Hill, the notorious Antoine Smooth. What's going on?
Man, what's up?
Man, I had a long day today. Man, me and my oldest son, we went, checked out the Memphis Redbirds today. They had a afternoon game. So we thought, supposedly started at 11:05. We get there, man, it's a good, beautiful day, 75, 80 degrees. You know, got something to eat, got some of those rendezvous barbecue nachos.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you already know what it is. And if you don't know rendezvous barbecue nachos, you're missing out. I'm just leave it at that. But anyway, we just sitting there. An hour go by, 2 hours go by, 3 hour delay on a beautiful day.
All right.
So apparently they were saying it was something with the field. Game didn't start till 2 o'clock.
Well, 3 hours delayed, or is there something wrong with the field?
Yeah, they were saying something about the field being wet. I don't know what it was. You know, they were I don't know. They was trying to get it. I guess it wasn't safe to play on.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but they had a lot of schools, elementary schools there. Of course they couldn't stay all that time. They had to get the kids back.
Right.
So a lot of them left. Of course, I stayed. It was a good game. Unfortunately, the Redbirds lost the game, but got a couple baseballs. Got one of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp to sign one. Got one of the Redbirds to sign one, and even ran into an old friend of ours up in the merchandise store. Matter of fact, he tapped me on the shoulder.
What?
Our old buddy Will Blanton.
Oh, really?
Oh, Opie Cunningham.
Open Cunningham himself.
Oh, tap me on the shoulder. Yeah, working in the merchandise store.
Okay.
And if those who don't know who we talking about, he was one of our referees in the old TAJJ TCW days.
Right.
No good guy. It was good to see him. Look well. I ain't seen him in way over 10 years.
Yeah, right.
And he said, I'm surprised you remember. I said, I don't forget. I know I'm getting old, but I don't get too many faces.
Right.
They say your memory is the first thing to go, but certain people you don't forget.
Right.
Like I said, it was good to see. Like I said, it was a 3 hour delay, but like I said, it was fun games. Those Memphis Redbird games are actually fun, especially if you get to get close behind those dugouts and they be throwing the baseballs.
Right.
Get a couple, then the game over, you can get them to sign. Don't sleep on those minor league baseball games.
Right. You talk about some laid back.
Yeah.
Nice. You just enjoy it with the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it with the family, reasonable prices. And as we're recording this, it's May 4th. Cinco de Mayo, $5 tickets, $5 drinks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you in the area, go check that out. But like I said, this is part 2 of the WWE draft. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the supplemental draft picks first. Then we're gonna jump into the actual Monday Night Raw picks because they had a lot of rounds.
Yeah, and these picks they had, I thought SmackDown was better, and some of them was obvious. you know, the majority of Raw lobbyists, but we'll get into that.
Alright, so like I said, let's go on and knock these supplementals out real quick. We're gonna do the ones that happened after SmackDown, and that was the night just Raw just went crazy. So for Raw, this like I said, this was after SmackDown. Raw got, and we're just gonna go through them one by one, tell me what you think. The Viking Raiders.
Now, I thought they would stay on SmackDown because of what's going on right now.
That was already an
Yeah.
I think.
That was an pick, yeah.
And that's with Valhalla. Yeah, I definitely agree. They should have stayed on SmackDown. This was an obvious one, but the next two were the obvious: Dexter Lumis and Candice LeRae.
Yeah. I think they're gonna reform the way. I hope they do.
By the talks of it, that's probably gonna happen. Natalia moving to Raw.
Man, she just flip flopping now. She like the journey to NBA player.
Pretty much.
You flopping from team to team, in this case from show to show.
Right. You got Chelsea Green.
Figure, yeah.
You got the Maximum Male Models.
I thought they more of a SmackDown team than a Raw team.
Yep,
To me.
I agree. Apollo Crews back on the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I prefer him to stay on NXT because
Yep.
it's working for him.
And let's talk about this for a minute, about Apollo Crews. To me, I think his NXT run was a failure because they really hyped him up about going in and becoming NXT champion. And he's one of those very few that went back and didn't have a strong run. I thought he was gonna get more of what Finn Balor did when he went back.
Right. BC wanted back, yeah.
And he
That's
had,
what I thought too. But,
he hadn't even won a title, let alone the NXT title.
he didn't get to North America,
Right.
so yeah.
Now this was a surprising one. JD McDonough.
Yeah. I thought after, they were supposed to create, the Europe brand, I thought you'd be a part of that. And UK, the NXT Europe.
And I'm thinking that still might happen. They probably have no idea when they're gonna start that. I'm thinking.
I think he's been getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I'm thinking they just probably gonna just put him to use for now. Then when NXT Europe happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what this is. This probably his audition tape, not new audition tape.
Right.
Yep, for NXT Europe. And then finally, which this to me was a smart idea, Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think she was definitely main roster ready. I see big things for her.
I do too. I see her definitely as a Raw Women's champ. Most definitely.
I say within 2 years. I agree. Not right now, but I say within the next 2 years.
It's 2 years. I got you.
SmackDown. This is easy. Hit Roy and Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this about Lacey Evans. They just need to do one thing with Lacey Evans. They need to just bring her back to the sassy Southern Belle.
Because right now, she's like the Sergeant Slaughter type of character now.
Yeah, because
she's using the poker clutch.
Yeah, because the military thing's not working.
No.
Go back to the sassy. I actually like the sassy Southern Belle.
Yeah.
That actually, to me, I think she probably would have been woman champion with that. The military thing is not working. Even though that was her in real time, it's not working.
And yeah, I liked her when she cut the promos. She sat there at the table with the sweet tea in the front.
And calling people the nasties. That actually worked. Had the right music for it. They need to go back to that.
Yeah.
And then the free agents that they have: Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Omos and MVP, and Von Wagner.
people surprised me. I thought Von Wagner more NXT guy. And then, notice there was no Robert Stone.
Now, if you saw that vignette they did with Von Wagner and Robert Stone that was going through the photo album,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where they're going with that.
Right.
Cause it looks like he gonna roll with him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they might try to repackage him.
Which they should. He just too plain. He just like a plain big guy. The creator of plain big guy.
Because,
you see on 2K.
Because Triple H sees something in him.
Yeah. He just needs something to make him a monster.
He just needs, I think, he needs the right opponent.
Yeah.
So we go to the Raw supplemental draft. So Raw gets, let's see, we're going to go through one by one. Matter of fact, let's go in reverse since SmackDown was quicker. SmackDown got Tamina and Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. Now that's the one that stood out. Grayson Waller, like I said, I see U.S. champion in him. Grayson is going to be, he's another one of those guys I see that's a prodigy.
Yeah. Grayson Waller
is he can he's annoying. He already got the heat with the crowd. It ain't like Dominic Heat, but he got heat.
Grayson Waller is gonna be the Miz of SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's not a bad thing. That is not a diss at all.
Yeah.
That is not a diss. Because
athletic. Yeah.
Because if somebody tells me that I'm the Miz of anything and the Miz over years has the credentials, that's not a diss. I'll take that.
No, it's not. Right.
Because some people are just because some people are just born heels.
Yeah. Grayson Waller is definitely one of them.
Like I say, Tamina, I don't know what it is with Tamina. I'm just surprised she has never won a singles title.
I believe she should have been with the Bloodline. The only female.
Because it was funny to me. She never won a woman's title, but Nia Jax has.
Yeah.
Never understood that. But let's go to these Raw picks. You got Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross.
What? Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Now who do we always used to say that about? Like when we always used to say, "Damn, they still there."
Yeah.
Who do we know?
They not even gonna get used. I mean.
Yeah, they're gonna be on main event.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They probably been main event people, but yeah.
You got Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got Piper Niven. You got Akira Tozawa. You got Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
Got Los Lotharios coming over.
Mm-hmm.
Got Xia Li.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox.
Mm-hmm.
Emma. And Riddick Moss. And yes, he's Riddick Moss again.
Yeah, he's back in Riddick, yeah.
Indus Sher from NXT. That means Veer's coming back.
Yeah.
Odyssey Jones.
They could be a dominant team.
Yeah, I agree with that. Odyssey Jones was a surprising one.
Yeah, Odyssey Jones, that's the one I'm starting to like. I like Odyssey Jones. Now, are they trying to build him as a Marhiri, the dead Marhiri?
Cause didn't he just come off an injury? Cause
if
you notice, he was a little smaller than before.
Yeah.
So I wonder what they saw in him.
Right.
Definitely gonna see. And then we have the free agents. Elias, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Baron Corbin, And I don't get this one. Zion Quinn.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah. He's been mostly doing the level up shows
Mm-hmm.
on NXT. Yeah. Elias, I'm kind of liking him and Rick Boogs together because pretty much they're similar. Hopefully he'll go to Raw and Boogs and him be a team. You know, and that'll be something. That'll be like the two rock star type guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Zion Queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that means he's free to sign anywhere. They were free agency, man.
Yeah. And so basically, I'm gonna tell you what those free agents mean. That's basically mean they're gonna basically mean job. They're gonna be jobbing and doing lots of it.
It made me. Yeah.
That's basically what that is. But let's get into the fun part. We got 6 rounds. Like I said, a lot of these we knew, or we knew at some point they were going to get drafted, and we knew where. We just didn't know when. But let's go into round 1. First pick, Raw picked Rhea Ripley.
Obvious.
With the second.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I was going to the next one.
About the building change thing, but yeah.
We got second pick. SmackDown picks Austin Theory.
Don't surprise me. We called them.
Yeah, we did.
We called them.
We got the third pick. Raw picks Seth Rollins.
We called them too. I think, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Because Becky's there. Yeah. Becky there, of course Seth gonna be there. Obvious.
And with the fourth pick, SmackDown picked Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I figured that.
Which I figured that because I looked at it this way. She needs to go where Bianca goes. Point blank, period.
Trying to get that together. Yeah.
Yeah, that has to happen. That they kind of teased it at one time.
Yeah. Charlotte said that in like interviews with different, he said like in interviews that Bianca, the girl, she pretty much ignores her. And so, yeah, they try to get something together with them too. So yeah.
I mean, 'cause really, you can't really water Bianca down. I mean, if she's good, she's good. And they talked about, some fans getting tired of her. I mean, what else you gonna do?
Right.
I mean, she's hot. I mean, who you gonna put the title on? I mean, you better not take it off and give it to Io Sky. I mean, not saying Io Sky.
It's not now. Yeah.
I mean, Io Sky is not worthy, but don't do it under damage control.
Oh, right. Do it while she's on her own. Right.
Let me go to the second round. With the first pick in the second round, Raw picks Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That was kind of a hard.
Yeah.
Because I thought they would continue. I mean, they could go to both brands, can't they?
Yeah.
With the tag belts, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they would have been the SmackDown because of the thing with the Usos. But you can't go to both brands, but I didn't feel that one too much.
I didn't either.
I'm more of a SmackDown guy. Yeah.
Alright. And speaking of SmackDown, with the second pick, SmackDown picked the Usos.
Well, I was surprised at this. Then we talked about this.
I really thought they was gonna do it for shock value, and I thought they was gonna send the Usos to Raw.
Yeah.
As a punishment, and and do some kind of trade. But then again, I thought about this. What if they lose at Backlash and still get traded to Raw as a punishment?
That could happen. That could happen.
With the third pick, Raw pick the Judgment Day.
No surprise.
Now,
good there.
now, let's put a pause on that. Now, I heard a lot of people talking about they should add J.D. McDonough to the Judgment Day. What are your thoughts on that?
I I can see why they said that because him and Finn Balor, Finn Balor trained JD,
Right.
so I can understand that. You know, uh, Finn going up to him, and trying to recruit him. Yeah, I mean, what else they gonna do with him? I mean, he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, what could you put him in the storyline with him?
Exactly.
So I mean, Judgment Day, I have no problem with that action.
Then they definitely need to do something with him.
I mean, you got the trainer and you got the student. Yeah.
Then you have the fourth pick. SmackDown picks all the members of the LWO. Let me say this about the LWO. Now, the LWO right now, how they selling merchandise.
So yeah, I heard about it.
I mean, it's selling like crazy.
You know, they're targeting
The Latino community.
The Latino community. Yes.
And then they going to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. In ring they look weak.
Yeah.
Now,
And then nobody's not believing Selena's gonna be real because, she pretty much the only one that looks like she got a chance, and I'm using my quote fingers, that she got a chance the way that she beat her and she got the upper hand. That's the only one out of that group. Everybody else losing.
like I said, the only reason nobody really saying too much because Ray with them. If they didn't have Ray, I mean, I really think they look bad anyway. I mean, y'all got to win some matches. Because every time y'all face anybody in the Judgment Day, y'all look bad. And if y'all trying to build Santos up, this is not how you do it.
No.
Because I'm thinking at what point are they going to turn on Ray?
Right.
Because it's going to have to happen.
Yeah. Go back to Legato, yeah.
Oh, I think they might keep the LW. No, they're going to keep the LW. They're going to have to. Especially if it's selling like that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
If it's selling like that, yeah, they're going to have to keep it.
And then they got them to the point where the LWO shirts have the Puerto Rican colors with them too.
Yep.
So,
They got Puerto Rican colors. They got the American colors. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised at some point they do the LWO and Dominic take over.
Yeah.
That'd be a super setup. He leave the Judgment Day and take over the LWO. Round 3. With the first pick, Raw selects the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
I thought they were more SmackDown people, especially Liv. Yeah.
I want to.
Now they doing her the same way as Natalia.
Yeah, pretty much. When we get to the end, I want to address these tag titles, or address the tag team situation. I want to see if you agree with me, but I'll wait till we get towards the end. With the second pick, and I think this was a smart move. SmackDown selects Asuka.
Yeah.
And she definitely needs a new home. With the third pick, Raw selects the New Day without Big E.
Yeah. Now there was rumors that Big E was gonna get called. He was gonna be in this draft, but it looked like it didn't happen. But they starting to be journeymen anyway, so it really don't matter. You probably next draft they'll go back to SmackDown, so
But like I said, they don't really have nothing to prove anyway. The only person that really has something is Xavier Woods.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to win a singles title.
And in the Continental title, we knew that he wasn't gonna win that. Yeah. So now him and Austin Theory can do something.
Yeah.
If you talk, you mentioned singles title. Now I can see him as a U.S. champion.
Yeah, which I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I know they give King of the Ring as a consolation prize.
Right. But that King thing was short lived.
Yeah.
Right back to the table.
Yeah, I'm like the New Day. I mean, not the New Day. The Bloodline punked that.
Yeah.
I see they squanch your crown like they took your girl,
Right.
and you wasn't King Wood. None after that.
Mm-hmm.
And with the fourth pick, SmackDown picks the Brawling Brutes.
Which they're SmackDown. They're pretty much the SmackDown team.
Now my question.
I prefer them on SmackDown.
Now my question is, when they gonna pull the trigger on Pete Dunne?
Yeah, that's the question. That's what I want to know.
Cause they just need to go and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, Butch was cute.
Right.
But Pete Dunne needs to come back. But here's the thing that disappoints me though. You sent all three to SmackDown. So what you basically telling us is, at least for right now, Sheamus is not winning the Intercontinental title.
That's a shame. He needs to win that to complete his journey.
And that was one of my ant moments. Cause you could have kept Ridge and Bush together, and just let Sheamus move on.
Yeah.
But you kept all three. I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Then we get to round 4. See, this is where stuff started getting interesting. The first pick in round 4, Raw picked Trish Stratus.
Yeah. I thought she was just gonna be around till the Rumble SummerSlam, and then that's it. But is she there for? I mean, is she back or what?
So
Is she back?
now I thought about saying, okay, is she gonna work an Edge schedule? Because Edge actually worked Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I mean, did she get the itch and come back? Because we're not gonna see Lita anymore. Because Lita's done.
Yeah.
Did she get the itch and want to come back? Cause
That's what I thought.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, cause you never know with this draft. I'm like, have we learned nothing from Gable Stevenson?
Right.
I'm like, don't let the draft fool you.
Right.
With the second pick in round 4, SmackDown picked Karrion Kross with Scarlett.
But they're SmackDown. That actually is good.
Now,
That's a good thing.
you moved him in the middle of a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. So now who you gonna feud with?
Right.
Cause I think that probably would have been a good feud.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to that. Yeah.
With the third pick, Raw picked Ronda Rousey, and as Eric Bischoff called her, Shayna Baszler. I thought,
Eric, get off your juice.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. And but with this one, I was kind of because I thought that Ronda would be more SmackDown than Raw. And they the next in, when she come back, they're the next in line. And they, but in this case, they actually go over for a while.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't gonna be no, yeah. When they get that shot, this is they actually gonna mean something when they hold. They gonna actually hold the belt for a good while and defend them.
Right, and it's gonna lead. And I want you to think about, like, when we get to the end. I want you to think about what I'm gonna bring up, because something really got to me. I said, I think I'm just trying to figure out where they head at, but we'll get to that. And with the fourth pick, and this is, I was disappointed on this one. SmackDown select LA Knight.
I can see why. I can see why. You see him more as the big stage guy.
I wanted him to. I thought Raw would have been a better stage for him.
Stage for him, right? I can see why. Yeah.
I don't know if because I don't know if they kept him there again so that he wouldn't overshadow Miz.
Insurance or what? Yeah. Are they doing that because they're not pulling the trigger on him either?
Nope. I'm glad I noticed he's starting to win matches, but
yeah. You think he's more of a Raw guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely a Raw guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he going there when the Miz TV gone.
Yeah.
And they know he'll be a baby face. He go to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
They know this.
So that's why they trying to keep him SmackDown so he can stay healed.
Yep. For some of these people, you can't. No matter what you do. They don't chill for him.
Right.
Let's see. What round 5? With the first pick. Raw selects Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Now, what is that goofy tag team name they came up with?
Oh, God. You know what? Oh, God. I don't like that name, man. I don't know. They don't need a name, to be quite honest.
Not real.
And to be quite honest, they're actually gelling. They actually got chemistry. I was very surprised.
And
I know some people may disagree, but to me personally, I think they got chemistry. They got real good chemistry.
Now, there was something else. That most people probably didn't know, or probably didn't check up on. So Ricochet went to Raw, so Samantha Irvin went too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Ricochet just snagging up folks.
And they did an article on her talking about, as of now she is without a doubt the best ring announcer there is, because she put her all in it.
Yeah, she put conviction in those things, especially when she calls out Imperium.
Yes.
Oh God, she do that when Gunther come out and the Continental Champion Gunther.
Yeah, she make you look good.
Right.
Even when she's sitting, cause they had a I think it was a TikTok video, and they had her, and she was doing it sitting down, standing up.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured.
She sounded Italian when she called out Vince's name. And then she went German and would call out Ludwig Kaiser's name. Yeah.
But that's the energy you need, especially if you're trying to get over, if somebody call your name out.
Right. And then with Roman Reigns and the Usos.
Oh no, I'm telling you, she
forever, yeah.
but that's how you do it though.
Yeah. That's the undisputed tag team champion, the Usos, and the undisputed. I mean, she just in it.
And then she don't stutter. I mean, that delivery is amazing.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember. You gotta remember, you gotta do that. You gotta be able to do that in memory. But
yeah. No tape
This is where it started getting. Next, it started getting wild. Second pick of round 5, SmackDown select Shotzi.
Well, she was SmackDown anyway, so I didn't see her going nowhere else.
I was like, right. Then we get to the third pick. Raw selects Bronson Reed.
And I see why. They need a big man on Raw, but Omos is a free agent, so.
Yeah, I see big things for Bronson Reed this time around. So, like I said, he needs to. Like I said, all he got to do is get the right opponents. And then we got the fourth pick. They finally showed up. I was waiting on them. Pretty Deadly. Going to SmackDown.
Cause they rumored that after the Trump match they had with D'Angelo and Stacks. So that pretty much said, yeah, they going on the main roster.
Because that wouldn't have made sense. They did all that, and you still ain't call them off.
Right.
Now I would love to see. Who they first rivals are.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait. Now I wonder, are they gonna come in as baby faces or heels?
They need to come as heels. They're another annoying team as well. Two pretty boys. Those two what I call them what was their name? Look like the Mark called the being on film.
Now,
them two, they skipping out of there with the leotards and stuff.
Who will win? Would it be Pretty Deadly or Breezango?
Oh man, that's a tough one there. I could see probably Breezango because of what Fandango, he may turn up a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He could turn it up, like he could he'll be the Dirty Dango, turn it to Dirty Dango, you know?
He'll be saying stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
Right. Yeah.
Now they say everything starts after Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this ought to be good. Then we got the 6th and final round. First pick. Raw selects the Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
When they gonna do it?
They gonna finally have Otis be with Maxwell Mom. They have Chad Gable go on his own.
Please.
I'm afraid they're doing that too. They're afraid to pull that trip.
I'm like, the Chad Gable dude is too talented for this.
Yeah.
I mean, we got. I mean, he survived Shorty G. What more you want him to do?
Right.
I'm like, he survived Shorty G and didn't get released?
Didn't get released, yes. That's a testament.
Yeah. I'm like, come on. I mean, that dude is way too good.
Yeah. He could be the next Doug Williams.
Pretty much. With the second pick, now you mentioned this earlier, but I hate to disappoint you, but he's going to SmackDown. Rick Boogs.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like it. I really wanted to see Alliance and him together because I can see good things for them.
Well, it's still gonna happen. Like I said, Eli's a free agent.
Yeah.
Now,
go to SmackDown.
Now I'm just curious about something. I'm just curious about something. I wonder would they ever at any time do something with Ezekiel again.
I think they just scrapped it. Yeah. You know, that was Triple H, like, you know, that was a disc call there. And, you know, when Triple H got back to being great, like, no, we ain't doing that.
I was like,
That's a lot.
I was like, who is this creative character?
Right. And then when Kevin Owens said, wait a minute, you Elias. But I looked up, my dad is Elias. He doesn't have a beard.
I'm like, who is this?
He cut his hair.
I'm like, who is this untanned Jeff Gaylord?
It is right.
I'm like, oh no.
I said, that is Elias. He just got no beard and cut his hair.
And light.
And light, right.
But almost got a Jerry curl. Like, I'm like, I would act. I'm like, you really went through this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you going through a midlife crisis?
What are they doing?
I'm like, okay, so yeah, this is. I'm like, this is not the Lock from WWE 2K23. You know what's funny? Speaking of that, I'm surprised they never did that for real.
What's it?
Somebody make the Lock for real.
Oh yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got the third pick, and this is why I'm gonna talk about it. Katana Chance, Caden Carter, going Raw.
Yeah, that was shocking. I'm like, wait a minute, don't they got a shot into tag titles?
And I'm about to talk about that real quick. I'm gonna talk about this last pick. Real quick, Cameron Grimes finally going to SmackDown.
Thank goodness. And he needs to go to SmackDown.
Now let's go back to this women's tag team division. Now you saw on NXT, Olive Dawn never fire retained.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice they pushed this home about them taking the NXT tag titles to SmackDown. I mean, they was drilling that.
Do you think?
So I said to myself, is it possible they can do a couple things, actually. They can have undisputed WWE Women's Tag Champions, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are. But the difference is they do all three brands, like they used to do.
Yeah.
Or
I see where you're going.
Or they kill the NXT Women's Tag Titles altogether and have SmackDown and Raw Women's Tag Titles.
Now that could work. That could work.
Because NXT really don't need women's tag champions.
No.
They don't need them.
And see, the thing is, they're going to have to make some makeshift teams if they doing that.
Exactly.
With the Raw and SmackDown. Yeah.
Which they pretty much doing anyway.
Yeah.
That's why I said if they just make Undisputeds, just send them just send them to all three brands.
Right.
Because I actually like when Sasha and Bayley went down there to NXT.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm like, okay, so you actually let them win. You didn't add a third team. I'm like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, apparently you got enough women because you just had a ring full of chicks fighting it out on NXT. Alright, okay. So I'm curious to see with all these new people, which one out of all these people, who do you think is gonna? I know there's a lot of draft picks, but who do you think, just off the top, who do you think out of all these draft picks, who do you think is gonna really gonna shine?
Yeah, I want to say one of them is Grayson Waller. I want to say that. Because, they were really pushing him hard in NXT. So this won't be no different with SmackDown. Because, like I said, he going to have his own, the Grayson Waller effect, that talk show he got.
Yep.
And, that's also his finisher called too. And, let's see, like I said, we said Zoe Stark. She definitely going to be one.
I think
some things that gonna actually get pushed, but some gonna be like lost in the shuffle as well.
I really think Kaden Carter could turn a chance of they really about to dominate that tag division.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you got to think about it, they're pretty much the most consistent tag team. So why not? See, this would have been a good time if Toxic Attraction never broke up.
Yeah. Now, I thought one of them would have been drafted. At least one of them. As far as type of different goes, there was rumors that they was talking about making a Scottish faction. Because you got Alpha Fire, Isla Dawn, they both Scottish. And then put her with them. I can see that, because they never had an actual Scottish faction.
Right.
And you got Drew. We don't know where Drew's on Raw, but I'm just saying, like, it could be something like that, boy.
Yeah, because they said
I don't know what they're gonna do with her.
Yeah, they said when he come back, he coming back as a heel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which he need to.
Yeah.
Especially if he coming back and if he gonna be feuding with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Over that world title.
Yeah.
And this is something else I don't understand. When they talked about the world title. If it's Raw exclusive, why SmackDown people getting in it?
Yeah. Now, okay, with the Undisputed title, so both of them stays on SmackDown, correct?
Right, and that's another thing. Before you start, that's another thing. Now that we're going to have 2 world champions, they're going to take that Undisputed off.
Yeah. That would confuse me. I said, you mean to tell me that SmackDown gonna have 2 belts and Raw has 1? Why don't you just take the Universal away and have a WWE champion on SmackDown and have a World on Raw like they did back in the day?
Right.
But what's up with the 2 belts though?
Or just
so
call
SmackDown will have 2 belts?
or call it the Universal Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. That's why I was confused on that.
So if they're gonna do it that way, I'm just curious to see, how they gonna set that up.
Yeah.
Cause I called them like, wait a minute. And if they trying to do it at Night of Champions, so they need. I'm assuming they're gonna start Monday.
Yeah. That belt right there, we all kind of know who's gonna win it.
Cause see, at this point, I'm starting to wonder now.
Y'all gotta change the heart. Only because
they so hell bent on him beating Roman.
I'm talking about Cody.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They so hell bent on him beating Roman.
Because he said, as a matter of fact, today, they interviewed him today. He said, that's not going to deter me from going after Roman. He said, this is the point. I want Roman, I want to beat him. And that kind of interests me. I'm like,
So that tells me one thing, and one thing only. You know what that is? He winning Money in the Bank.
yes.
So that's gonna be the only way he can get the Roman.
Get the Roman, right.
He has to.
Win Money in the Bank.
He's gonna have to win Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. That actually is not a bad idea, to be honest.
I'm like, cause like I say, putting the world heavyweight title on him is.
That's not, yeah.
And then it's gonna be too obvious.
Right. You talk about finishing the story.
I would put that world heavyweight title on somebody that's been on the road that hasn't won the title.
Yeah. Like somebody brand new. Yeah, because, everybody talking about Seth Rollins going to win. No. It could be on somebody brand new that we never expect.
And give it to somebody like a Bronson Reed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give it to, who would have been a good, like if Gargano, was 100%. Give it to somebody like that and build off of that. Like Priest and Balor, like them guys. If you were really trying to get the Judgment Day over, that would have been a way to do it. Put on Finn Balor.
Yeah, Balor win the world heavyweight title.
Because you owe him. Well, it wasn't y'all fault, but when he won the Universal title and had to relinquish it.
Yeah, and he hadn't seen since. Yeah.
I was like, damn. I'm like, damn, you can't get. You talk about unlucky. So he would have been a good fit. You trying to put it on Dominic and just shock the world.
You already got that magic dance. The booing out the building to be an understatement.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Boo him out the where the state is.
Like you.
Oh, that's beyond nuclear heat there.
And they talking about something. They piping in sound noise. No.
No, they probably cause a riot if Dominic won that building.
I'm like, nah, that ain't piping in noise. That's real. He can't get a word in.
Can't get a word in. That lets you know that solidified it for me when they wouldn't let him talk. I said, okay, all right, Dominic, you're convincing now.
I'm like, you could tell. I'm like, he had the top of his lungs to get that out.
And then feel like, don't listen to him. Yeah. The real whispering in his ear.
Probably told him, hurry up, just say it.
Yeah, just say it. Yeah.
I mean, 'cause a lot of people like, that's hard. I mean, that gets to you.
Mhm. When you can't speak, yeah.
When you getting booed like that,
yeah.
That's like somebody taking the cool out your walk.
All right. I remember as soon as he grabbed that microphone, they booed him. He didn't even talk yet. Soon as let's wait on grab that microphone to do it. They went on did. As soon as he grabbed his mic, they started booming.
And who would have thunk it? Out of all, Down is like the most hated man in WWE. I'm like, Brock don't even get booed that hard.
Even MJF.
I'm like, come on.
He don't get it like that. Yeah. He get booed, but he don't get that Dominic booed.
No. I'm like, what that say about you?
Yeah.
And you can't get 2 words in.
Mm-hmm. You touch that microphone, they boo you definitely.
But that's good though.
Yeah,
That lets you know you doing your job.
yeah.
That's why I say just give him more time. Cause like we gave him the benefit when he was a babyface, but we said it. Because we kept asking the question, what if he turned heel?
Yeah.
We asked this question.
We said, well, we did do that. We said, what if he turned heel? Yeah.
And look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working.
It's working. At first I wasn't feeling it because he wasn't convincing, you know. But when Real started messing with him, I started to get a little bit interested now. So, you know, Real pretty much the one that enticed him, you know, for playing with his brain.
So you gotta think about it this way. When the Rock turned heel.
Yeah.
Because remember when he was a babyface, he would cut them little soft little babyface happy-go-lucky promos. When he turned heel, like he was a totally different person. He ain't had to think about it. He just opened his mouth, just whatever came out, came out. And it felt believable.
Right. Yeah, and I'm telling you another thing too, what they did when Real was on the microphone talking about that mommy is always on top, his eyes lit up.
So did.
You were like, whoa, yeah. He kind of broke the fourth wall. He looked at the camera.
Yeah, they called it.
They caught it. Yeah, he broke the fourth wall. Yeah, because he looked right at the camera.
I was like, uh-huh.
You could see Finn and David like, whoa, yeah.
So I wonder did they set that up like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Y'all
He said Marcus always on top, and Dominic looked right at the camera. So he broke the fourth wall. Then David and Finn were like, oh, don't say that. You know, like a sister. You know, like brother, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to hear that.
And then the fans didn't make it no better.
Oh, they cheered that. Yeah. Always on top. Yeah.
And she another.
Everybody crushing on Real though, boy.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh yeah, 'cause she look a whole lot better without all that makeup on.
Yeah. Ever since she got with the judge, everybody just started crushing on her now.
Yeah, 'cause she took them pants off and started wearing them shorts.
Them shorts, yeah. And all them like drawers, y'all, them shorts.
And because at first they was talking about, they didn't want her doing that. But since she turned heel, they were like, it actually works.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course it works. That's what most heels do. Y'all want to have the Rock, the heavy metal gimmick.
And then she out, like without her gear, she out wearing white beaters and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
black beaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With jeans.
And look good without the makeup on.
Yeah.
Like a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into WrestleMania Backlash before we head up out of here. Puerto Rico. They're gonna pack that place out.
Oh, yes.
Then SmackDown there too. I just gotta know, what is this fascination with Bad Bunny?
The Latino community, they love the music. If you listen to his music, you can see why.
I'm like this dude. I'm like, one, he can't get.
They say he draws the crowd.
I'm like, alright, because I ain't never heard of him until I saw that book, until he did that video with Booker T.
Yeah. They said he draws the crowd. And they capitalizing on, you know, they like you said, they going to the Latino community.
I was like this dude here. I see. Now they have 7 matches on the card, so let's run through them real quick. We got Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa. Who you got?
I think there may be a turn coming. Remember what Paul Heyman said? You know, talking about, you know, doing what we got to do or whatever. Now everybody's thinking that it's supposed to be the Usos. They supposed to help the Usos out. No. Roman want the Usos taken out by Solo, but Matt Riddle messed that up on SmackDown. Okay? So I got Matt Riddle and them winning this. Because this finna finally implode. I can see it. Think about that. Remember when Paul was telling Solo, you know what you got to do?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hide in plain sight. The plan is not for him to help the Uso win the belts. No, this was one to take him out. But Matt Riddle messed that up when he attacked him. So that plan went nowhere. See, it's all about Paul in this one. Because Roman won't be there. Roman pretty much giving the orders on the phone.
Now that was the $1 million question. Everybody like, will he be there? Won't he be there?
Right. Because see, people ain't picking up on that what Paul is saying. You know what you got to do. I said, that was kind of cryptic, you know. Yeah, it wasn't them to win the title back, for him to take out the Usos. He supposed to done that Friday, but it didn't happen because Matt Riddle attacked him.
I think that's the thing, and that's gonna, I think, split up with him. If he's not gonna be there, that's was gonna be the reason why it didn't work.
It's gonna be decision for sure now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because see, now you lost again. You did get the titles back, and then you lost this match. You see.
I'm gonna say the Bloodline's gonna win, but I'm still gonna say, you know, it's still gonna be questions. It's gonna the trust about to be gone.
How long you gonna drag this out with this Bloodline? You know.
I'm pretty this like a soap opera.
Yeah.
I might see the Young and the Red General Hospital and them been going for how long?
Yeah.
Cause right now that's pretty much all they got. You got Seth Rollins and Omos.
Everybody talking about this was a Vince match, Vince suggested match. This is no build up here, y'all. There was only one piece of build up, and that was when Seth was talking about what he was gonna do. Other than that, there is no build up at all for this match. None.
Yeah, and all MVP did was, you know, he trying to get one of them to start facing with some like top tier talent.
Yeah.
Nigga, everybody was like, "What?" I'm like, "Seth, what did you?" I'm like, "You they punished you for that time you walked out."
Right.
I'm like, okay, you gonna lose too? Cause if you do it, we gonna know why.
I don't see Seth beating no monster.
No.
I don't have to be disqualified or something, but yeah, I don't see Seth beating him.
No. Now that I'll be shocked on. I said they're gonna have to, if that happens, they better have a hell of a reason.
Right.
Let's see. We got the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair, Io Sky.
Like you said, if she was
It's,
what happened is that Belair gonna retain, and Rhea somehow they gonna do a title swap.
I just want to know how long we have to go put up with Damage Control.
Exactly. They should have. The draft was the perfect time to split them.
I'm like, come on.
Now, you can carry EO and Dakota still be a team.
So you could tell that EO like she got to look like she want to be on her own.
Yeah. You can tell like she irritating. Yeah.
Like, it's coming. It's definitely coming. We got the United States Championship. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed. Well, we know Bronson Reed ain't winning.
Yeah, so we can scratch that out. Bobby could get it back. We don't know.
The way they got Austin Theory going right now.
Right, like you said, yeah. Austin Theory, he hot, so.
And Bronson Reed probably gonna take the fall.
Yeah.
But like I said, Austin Theory, they're gonna keep it on him.
Yeah.
So he's the flavor of the month right now. I mean, there's really no reason to take it off of him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We got these new folks coming in. We'll kind of test the water, and the talent that's there now.
Yeah.
Let them test the water with that roster. Let's see who we got. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes.
I don't know about this. I don't know what was the purpose of it. I like the build up, with Brock. He's making him feel, he got the security guards pretty much protecting him. And, he really don't need any, but he got him anyway. Cody trying his best to get at him, and he can't get to him. He tried for Monday. He got a little bit of it. But like I said, I don't know about this matchup. I don't want to say Cody gonna lose.
If he
I
loses,
said this probably may be a DQ type of situation.
yeah, that's something. He's probably just gonna beat him down and just keep beating him down.
Keep doing him down until he get DQ. Right. That way Brock don't look weak.
Yeah, because one of the things about Brock, he don't work by the hour.
He sure don't.
So this probably not gonna go long. Yeah, I'm gonna be surprised to kick off the show.
Yeah, that could.
Because Corey Graves kind of talked about it. When they talked about, Brock was upset he had to kick off WrestleMania Night 2.
Yeah.
Well, Brock, you kicked off pay-per-views before.
Right.
What are you talking about? If that was your reason.
Right. And another thing too, see, you get the first match, you don't have to worry about main event. You can just sit back and chill.
Right.
After it's over. Hell, I'm fine being over.
I mean, my money gonna still, my money's still the same.
Right.
And on that, you didn't want to face Bray Wyatt, but you got Omos.
Right.
Let's see. Then we got Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, and a San Juan street fight. See, I knew that Bad Bunny was gonna do more than just host. I knew it. Now there were talks about him and Rey Mysterio teaming up, but they took it a step further.
Right. The other thing I would give to Bad Bunny, he does take it serious. That's why even the current star now praises him for that. You heard people like Seth and And everybody else saying that he takes it seriously. Not only he's a fan, but he takes it seriously. He does it. He ain't just there for the money or whatever. He likes it. He actually likes it.
I know that arena probably, but they found out he was wrestling. Him being there is one thing.
Yeah. And that's why they put him in the game. He was the pre-order.
So I know when they found out he was wrestling,
Yeah.
you talk about probably sold out so quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to make that the main event.
Yeah. That's his home. David's Puerto Rican to his own right, when he's Puerto Rican. Zelina's Puerto Rican. So yeah, it works.
Yeah, how old Bad Bunny is. He's 29. So he's young. But yeah, I tell you, it's a good call for what it is. I think it was a good idea, that if you was going out the country, get the hometown guy in it to push tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So that part was smart.
Right.
And now he getting in the ring.
Getting in the ring, yeah.
And he sells very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I know him and Priest gonna tear it up.
Oh yeah.
Now I wonder just how much Judgment Day is gonna play a part in this.
Oh, they definitely gonna play a part. Ain't no question. They interfering.
Oh yeah, that's no question.
Dominic and Finn, yeah, they interfering.
I mean, we're gonna see Legato, Cruz,
Yeah.
Cruz and Santos and Joaquin. This is gonna be all over the place. Please don't botch nothing. That's all I'm saying.
This is street fights, on with so catch can type move.
Right. That's the last thing. The last thing we need. That is pretty much it.
We got about Zelina and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, got about Zelina and Rhea Ripley. Got about them. Well, like I said, we talked about that.
Yeah, so we know what's gonna happen with them. That's obvious who's gonna win.
But what I'm hoping, I'm gonna say this. What I'm hoping, that at least allows Zelina to look good.
Yeah. No, I can see the bad, the outfit she gonna wear, that.
Because people keep forgetting she is a wrestler.
Yeah.
And she's been around a long time.
I am.
Like a lot of you may not know that, but Thea Trinidad's been around.
Right.
So she's definitely not a slouch.
Not wrong.
So what was her name? When she was Rosita in Impact.
Yep.
That was long ago.
Yeah.
She probably see that, and she probably see that and be like, "Whoa, that was knockout tag team title day."
Sarita.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long ago. So I think she's gonna go in there. Of course, Rita probably gonna dominate that first. They're probably gonna let her get some good moves in, probably get some close falls. Rita gonna hit that rip tie and be done with it. But like I said, just let her at least put on a good performance.
Right.
Because some people was like, what if they pull the trigger and let her win?
That ain't
and then she get a return match and she drop it back to her. Drop it back to her. I mean, that's a. I mean, it could happen.
It could happen, yeah.
And she could drop it. She could just drop it back. But I doubt that seriously. Like I said, it's for the SmackDown title, so that's the only thing telling me it's not gonna happen. If they had already done the belt swap, I probably would have been like, yeah, I see it now. But just like I said, just let her have a good fight. Just don't let her go in there and get squashed.
Yeah.
Please.
Not now. Not now. Yeah.
I beg it. And I say, now with that being said, let's go get up out here. You got the floor.
Well, I got two things. Number one, they got Trinity debut up now on Impact. I'm gonna definitely check out see what she got to say. And number two, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that the Lakers Warriors go 7?
Yes.
So
I see some going 7, and I want to say this. As you brought up basketball, I'm very disappointed in the Memphis Grizzlies and how they did Dylan Brooks.
under any circumstances,
I'm very disappointed in how they did that.
now if you want to move on for him, that's one thing. Yeah.
But y'all made him the fall guy, and that was wrong. And I never. Why would y'all do that?
Yeah, you had other people talk about you trying to get people to play with y'all, but but they gonna be thinking that's how they do their people.
Yeah, I'm like, so
Trying
y'all.
to attract people to come and play. Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, okay, y'all said under any circumstance. Now that was too much.
Right. Now, if you want to move on from that, if you said something like, we won't extend his deal, then that's fine. If he done with it,
And if they were smart about it,
that's one thing.
and if that's the case, they shouldn't have just said nothing
Yeah.
and just waited till it was signed. But y'all put it out there, and that's okay. I mean, if he goes, he probably gonna go overseas. He gonna make money. Probably gonna score about 60 to 70 points, like a lot of them do. He'll be all right. And
That's what Kyle Anderson doing right now. With the Timberwolves former Grizzly too.
and if you didn't know, they just fired the Milwaukee Bucks head coach.
So, I didn't understand that. Some of the aficionados weren't surprised about it. I was, but they said they wasn't.
That's something I never understood. Why? I'm like, he bought Milwaukee a championship. Wasn't that long ago?
Giannis made Giannis a champion. I mean, just made that whole thing work. I didn't understand it.
Like, he only been in what 5-6 years. Bought the team a championship. I'm like, yeah, they got knocked. They got knocked out the playoffs.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have. It was the number 1 seed.
Right.
I'm like, but that team. I mean, what you expect? Team Miami was ready for him.
That's all. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, he just went off. Jimmy Butler just, yeah.
I'm like, there's some teams, just can't play harder.
Right. That's a number.
Like I said, the way they did Dylan Brooks, I think was a little bit class. That wasn't class at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then the sad part about it is, nobody went to bat for him. I'm like, how y'all just let that be? I'm like, okay, he talked a little trash. He talked a little trash. Y'all got beat. I'm like, he wasn't the only one out there playing. I'm like, come on. I'm like, y'all had injuries. But because he was talking a little trash to LeBron, I'm like, okay, so by that logic, when Austin Reeves was going off, who was the fall guy for that?
Right.
When the Ryu was thinking that the Hayabusa guy, if I'm saying his name right, when he was going off, who was the fall guy for that?
Right.
When AD was stay going off, who the fall guy for that? I'm like, y'all can't point everything at him.
Because I know that I don't think John's head was in it at all. I can tell. You can tell that's still weighing on him. Even though he did decent, I mean, it's not up to what he does. I believe his head wasn't in that playoffs.
Yeah,
He's not talking to the media either. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, nobody wasn't really, like they wasn't gelling at all. I'm like, I know y'all not intimidated.
Yeah. I don't think his head was in it. Yeah.
And look what happened when it wasn't. I'm like, they made y'all look bad in Game 6.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, y'all. I'm like,
125 to 85.
Like, y'all should have never showed up. Y'all gonna play that horrible.
And then they got more. That was like walking. There was a walk of shame. Even the crowd was getting on. They going to the hotel. Talking about you flying in the West.
Yeah,
getting all over John. Yeah.
Yeah, because he played like he quit on that team. He quit.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you didn't take no responsibility. You're supposed to be the leader.
Yeah.
He quit on that team.
Right. He talked about that Boston was the only threat to him. And they said, what about the West? He said he fine in the West.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I said, and a playing team knocked you out.
Yep. Struggling. Lakers was struggling this season.
Yep.
And you lost them.
It's sad.
Yeah. And we the laughing stock right now.
So yeah. Which is not good. That team is too talented.
Yeah.
Like I said.
So no immaturity. And everybody said that we need that veteran to stop this.
Oh. And let me ask you this. And they doing all that to him. Who was the defensive player of the year?
Jared Jackson.
Why nobody point at him?
Yeah, because he was non-existent.
I'm just making sure I ain't tripping on something.
No. He was non-existent too.
I'm like, y'all got intimidated. And y'all played the Lakers throughout the season. Y'all know how it is. What it was. See, they had all their weapons.
Yeah.
And Andy Davis went back to the old Pelican days.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Y'all took them boys lightly. You thought LeBron was gonna be an old man.
Talking about how he sucking wind and all this, he getting old. Yeah.
And he showed you. To see but you live and you learn. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this week's episode of the Get Snap Podcast. Be sure to continue to check us out right here on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. By doing that, you'll know when we always on. Also, check out the Get Snap Podcast Throwback Edition. I will be putting one of those up this weekend. Continue to support us. Let's get that viewership up. Like I said, we hit over that 10,000 mark. Appreciate you on that. Let's keep growing. As long as we keep growing, we're gonna continue to keep showing. So y'all be safe. We love y'all. We out of here.